What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Planetary Reviews, and I'm finally here to give you guys my review for Ant-Man and the Wasp. And man, this movie reminded me why I love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. He is fantastic, and I loved him in this movie. But let's get down to what this movie is about. A lot of people have been wondering, where does this movie take place? Does it take place after Infinity War, before Infinity War? When is this happening? Well, let's talk about it. This movie takes place 2 years after Civil War, and we're dealing with the repercussions of what Ant-Man did in Civil War by helping Captain America. He's been under house arrest for 2 years because of what he did. And on top of that, Hank Pym and Hope Pym are also wanted fugitives because technically the suit does belong to Hank Pym, so they're considered people who did help him during this whole thing, so now they're wanted. So they're dealing with that, but because of the events that happened in the first movie when Scott was able to go into the quantum realm and come back, which no one has ever done, they figured there might be a chance that the original Wasp, aka Hank Pym's wife, might still be alive and they might be able to bring her back. So as the movie unfolds, we end up seeing that there is a villain named Ghost, and this guy is able to use this really cool ability. Somehow this person has this where they're like transparent almost. They're going in between the quantum realm and the physical realm, and this person is somehow able to do that. And they end up having to deal with this person, and the storyline behind this villain is very interesting. I really do find that this villain was very compelling, and the story behind this person was good. It made you sit there and be like, I understand why you're doing this, why you're so pissed off, and why you're getting in the way of Ant-Man and what they're trying to do. You understand it. Do you approve of what they're doing? No, but you understand, and that is very important in the villain. So, is the story the best thing in the world? In my opinion, it's more grounded and it's simple, which is what we needed after such a big movie like Infinity War came out, dropping so many big bombs on us and so many big events. We needed something like this to really just bring us back down to the ground and let us have a simple film. And so, in my opinion, was it simple? Yes, but I think we did need this definitely. The next thing I want to talk about is that the way the action was in this film was awesome. The way they utilized the ability that Ghost had with the transparency, and the way they utilized the Wasp's ability and Ant-Man's abilities during the battles was great. Just like in the first one, it was so cool to see them go from very small, big, very small, back to normal size, utilizing that in their combat in such a unique way that it made the fights look really original and interesting compared to what we have in the other MCU movies. While that action looks great, this is just so different that you're so compelled during the fight scenes because it's so different and unique, and it makes you just sit there and go, wow, this is true entertainment happening in front of me in a way I've never really seen it done before other than with an Ant-Man film. The next thing I want to talk about is that the comedy in this movie is spot on. I love the comedy just like the first one. Michael Pena, once again, does it. And he does a great little flashback scene where he tells it in his perspective with his voice. And it's hilarious in this movie, just like it was in the first movie. So awesome job on him. But the real standout for me, surprisingly, was Scott Lang's daughter, Cassie. She did an amazing job in this film. Every time they were on screen together, these two had such chemistry and such believability that it was just so beautiful. Every time they were on screen, I wanted more of their chemistry, man. Paul Rudd, and I'm going to tell you her name, she did a great job. Her name, the one that played Cassie, was Abby Ryder Fortson, did a great job. She was adorable, she was funny. You could really tell that she's working hard to make it believable that she is the daughter of Scott Lang because she is so much like him with the personality, with the comedy. All fantastic, and I loved it. And then the next thing I want to talk about is Lawrence Fishburne was in this movie, which no matter how old I get, no matter how old he gets, I'm always going to see him as Morpheus from The Matrix. And it's just funny seeing him in this movie, and he does a great job, and he does some amazing acting, and he's a very compelling character that used to work with Hank Pym, and their relationship in this movie gets explored, which is really cool. And I like the way they're portraying Hank Pym as he's not perfect, he's not the nicest of people, but he's got a good heart. But they show you a little bit of what he was like before all of this, before we got to see him. So that was awesome. Loved Lawrence Fishburne in this movie. But overall, Ant-Man and the Wasp was an extremely entertaining film with some really fun and unique action, great comedy from the entire cast when it needed to be, and I just loved it, guys. It was a lot of fun. We needed this break, this more just a fun adventure movie to really just break up the really hardcore, just like dramatic stuff that happened in Infinity War, the really groundbreaking stuff that went down, and we needed something like this. Now for the after credit scenes, we definitely got a little sneak peek into some things that were going on, so I'm not going to ruin that, but you're going to like that a lot. But I'd say at the end of the day, Ant-Man and the Wasp gets a solid A from me, guys. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. And I want to know what your opinions are. Do you think this movie was better than the first Ant-Man? Do you think it was worse than the first Ant-Man? Was it as funny? How did you feel about this? Because I really loved it. I enjoyed it. I had a great time with it. And I think to be the movie that followed after Infinity War could not have been easy. So I really give them credit for really just going and not giving up with this movie and really doing a great job with it, because I had a lot of fun. I don't regret going to see this film. But my next video, guys, will be The Crew 2. I'll be doing my review on that. Sorry I couldn't do any gameplay and stuff like that, but I was just focusing on it. Some stuff in the holiday, just a lot of stuff happened and work, so bear with me. But I am going to get you guys my review for that. Next movie review, I'm not 100% sure, so stay tuned. I'll let you know what's going on, guys. I'm just taking it one day at a time, but I'm very happy I got to bring this review to you guys. As always, thank you for watching. Have a great day.